We have Chris Kluk with us here. Did I say it right?
Yes, that's right.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
And he's with the band Next to Nothing, and you've heard one of their songs at least here on Angel 95 in the past, and we're still playing it.
Well, why don't you just fill us in and tell us how in the world did Next to Nothing get together?
Sure. We've been together for probably coming on close to 10 years now. And the original band really started out of our church worship team. There were 4 of us originally. We were all part of the same church and all played together on Sunday mornings, for worship. And Brody's the lead guitar player,
Okay.
Started talking at one point. We're like, you know what? Let's start to write some stuff, and let's maybe start playing outside the walls of the church a bit. So at that point, then we had asked our bass player at the time, Scott, and our drummer at the time, Kevin, if they wanted to be involved in that, and they jumped on board. And so it was the 4 of us for several years, and just over the last probably 3 years, that lineup has changed a little bit. Kevin decided he wanted to kind of pull out and focus on some other things, and actually started attending a different church. So we asked our current drummer, Heath, to come on board, and he's just been an incredible addition. And then shortly after that, we brought our keyboard player on, Dan, who's been a huge asset. And then most recently, our bass player, Scott, had decided to step down and again kind of focus on some different things in life. And we brought a new guy on named Nate, and as our bass player, and he's phenomenal, and has just been a lot of fun to work. He's kind of the young guy of the band. He's he's a lot younger than the rest of us, but brings a different energy to it, and just a lot of fun. So that's kind of the background in a nutshell.
Well, I know your last 2 projects you've had help from Billy Smiley, and those who know Christian music and that kind of thing, and know he's a great producer there of records.
Yes, we've been so excited to work with him. And actually, the first record we did was with Mark Nash, who was the drummer for the band PFR. You remember those guys?
We played PFR. In fact, they were here when they were making the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's very cool. And then I believe Christine Dente was out of the grave. She did a song with you guys?
Yeah, she actually sang on 2 songs off of the second record, which is our worship album.
Nice.
She sang on Come Ye Singers and In Every Corner, I believe, with us.
Very cool.
As well as Rick Florian from Whiteheart sang on a few.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, we play them too. Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, let's hear one of your songs. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the song Nothing Without You?
This was a song that I wrote, and it came out of just sort of this idea of recognizing that apart from Jesus, we don't amount to a whole lot. He's what gives us meaning. He's what gives us our purpose. He's what brings satisfaction to life. Scripture says, Jesus said, "I've come to give you life and give it to the full." In John 15, he says, apart from me, you can do nothing. So really, that's the whole premise of the song, Nothing Without You. It's really a prayer. It's a cry out to God, just saying this recognition that I can't do anything significant without Jesus. And it's that recognition, and it's that admission, I guess, to just say, He is everything to me. He's what sustains me. He's what gives me life. He's what gives me meaning and purpose. And anything I do apart from Him is not going to amount to much. So that's the background for Nothing Without You.
Well, let's give a listen, share it with our listeners here. Nothing Without You on Off the Grid at Angel 95.
That without you I can't survive. How I tried to hide where I'm weak behind my pride. I'm nothing without you. All that I am and hope to be is nothing without you. You are my source, the strength I need. I'm nothing without you. All that I am and hope to be is nothing without you. You are my source, the air I breathe. Oh, all my worth is emptiness. Without you, there's nothing left. All the good in me just fades away. All words are lost except to say I'm nothing without you. All that I am and hope to be is nothing without you. You are my source, the strength I need. I'm nothing without you. All that I am and hope to be is nothing without you. You are my source, the air I breathe. Holding on to things that let me down. Holding on to what I am and think I found. I'm nothing without you. All that I am and hope to be is nothing without you. You are my source, the strength I need. I'm nothing without you. All that I am and hope to be is nothing without you. You are my source, the air I breathe. Oh, 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 the air that I breathe, yeah. Oh,
Angel 95, Next to Nothing is a band. Chris is with us here. And Chris, you've shared the stage with some well-known artists. And recently, the guys from Duck Dynasty you had a chance to be on stage with?
Yeah, that was last year. There was a festival here in our hometown, and it's an annual festival that they do called Uprise Festival. And it's this past year, I think they had like 13,000 people, I think, that showed up to the thing. So
Wow.
it's growing every year. But yeah, last year they had Jeff and Jessica from Duck Dynasty.
Nice.
We had the privilege of playing, right before they took the stage.
Uh-huh.
So that was a lot of fun.
Now, you said you wrote that last song, The Nothing Without You. Do you usually do all the songwriting, or do you guys come together as a team? How do you do your songwriting?
Yeah, most of the time it's Brody and I. A lot of times I'll have something and I'll bring it to him, and he'll add some things, or he'll have some stuff and I'll add lyrics or just some different ideas. So the two of us usually work. At least that's how it has been. We've worked together. Now with some of the new guys on board, think there's probably some more songwriting skills and abilities that lie within them. So we're kind of anxious to start writing for another project. And then, you know, the other process behind that is, you know, especially working with Billy and working with the producer, you know, you bring stuff in and they take it and help you make it the best that it can be. So Nothing Without You, you know, pretty much all of it was written by me, but Billy, I believe Billy helped with the bridge on it and added a few things as well. So him and I both have credits on it. But typically it's Brody and I that are doing the writing.
The band's name is Next to Nothing. We're talking to Chris from the band, and tell us about Shine a Light, Chris.
This is actually one that Brody wrote for the most part, and this is really, you know, the whole premise behind this song is sort of a rally song. You know, no matter from what background you come from, what stage of life or walk of life, no matter where you're at in your relationship with God, it's this kind of call to come together, you know, in a unified way to bring glory and honor to Jesus, to shine light into this dark world. And it's just kind of this rally song of, you know, let's get together and let's really make a difference for the kingdom.
Well, this is Shine a Light. It's from Next to Nothing here on Angel 95's Off the Grid.
In a crumbling world, trying to survive. Can't see past the tears tonight. I've become all I despise, just a fallen man, trying to survive. You can look away, but you can't be blind. Same stars in the heavens tonight. Shine a light. Arms are stretched out to the sky. Won't you, can't you hear my cry? I'm drowning in this driving rain. Point of no return. Now's the time to live and learn. I can't get up, I can't get out this time. The shadows win if you don't shine. Can you see it from where heart to the heavens tonight. Shine a light.
Angel 95. We're talking to Chris Klug from Next to Nothing. And Chris, it's a pleasure to be able to talk with you here on the radio and know you're doing good things. What are some things that maybe you haven't done yet you'd like to see in the future?
We always are looking for new places to play. We really believe that the more that we can play, the more that we can expose people to our music. Hopefully the more lives we can touch with the things that we do and the things that we write and the things that we sing about. So we're hoping to have some more opportunities to travel some more. We've done some traveling. We've been to Ohio. We've been to Michigan, Florida. We've been as far as Missouri, and we love doing that kind of stuff. We love doing youth conferences and retreats. I was a youth pastor for 15 years, so we have this strong connection to youth ministry and love working with teens and college-age students. But yeah, just more opportunities to be out and to play. And we love leading worship, so we love to go places and lead people into worship. That's part of our DNA, and I think it comes across in a lot of our songs as well. There's sort of that element of worship to them. So that's kind of the next things for us is hopefully just seeing some larger opportunities, scale opportunities to play and just get out there and share the love of Jesus with people through music.
Okay, with 5 guys in the band, there's got to be some antics that are pulled every once in a while.
You have no idea. We do a lot of laughing. There are times, especially when we go on trips, overnight things or weekend things, that we usually come home and our stomachs hurt so bad because we've been laughing so much. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that go on.
And does family members ever go with you?
Not often. There's been a few times that we've done like a family retreat or something like that we've played for, and our wives and kids have come along. But it just makes it so hard, on them because we're preoccupied with the things that we need to do and don't get to really spend much time with them. Plus packing. We've all of us except for the young guy, Nate, have kids at this point, and he's married. He just got married last year. So to pack up all our kids and take them somewhere sometimes ends up being a huge ordeal. But a lot of times if we play locally, they'll come to the shows. And
we want to feature one more show from the band Next to Nothing, Chris, and tell us about Fallen Rain.
Yeah, this is one of those unique songs that Brody or I didn't completely write. This was done. We went through this exercise of Billy, our producer, Billy Smiley, brought in a lyricist, a guy that just writes lyrics. His name's Chris Burt, and he's done. He's written some Grammy Award songs. He's worked with the Winona Judd, I believe, and some other fairly big artists. Yeah, so this was a song that we were in the studio and with this lyricist, and Brody was just sort of playing a riff on the guitar, and Billy sort of swung around in his chair, and he's like, "What was that?" And Brody sort of stopped and said, "Well, I'm not sure. I was just playing around, but it was this." And he's like, "Keep doing that. I like that." So that was sort of the start of Fallen Rain. And working with this lyricist was really interesting. It was almost like going into a song factory where you sat down and he just pulled out these lyrics. And this guy was pretty amazing. He couldn't sing a note, and we thought he was asleep half the time, which was kind of funny. He just kind of sat back in his chair with his eyes closed, and all of a sudden he would sort of lean forward and say, "What about this?" And he would throw this lyric out, and we're all kind of like, "Yeah, that works." So that was sort of, there were 4 of us in the room, and we were all sort of throwing these ideas around, and Chris Burgenis, the lyricist, would throw these things out like, "Man, that's great. Let's use that." And that's sort of how that song was born. And the funny thing was, it ended up becoming one of our very favorite songs on the record, and it seems to be one that people just really fall in love with. So it's a song just about life and about struggle and learning to see the beauty in the rain, in a sense, during the tough times, and how we respond to that, and kind of picking ourselves up and sort of brushing it off just like it's falling rain.
This is Next to Nothing and Fallen Rain here on Off the Grid at Angel 95.
Sometimes life will throw you curves. Sometimes it knocks you down. Dark clouds are coming, filled with hurt, and thunder's all around. Just look inside your heart with doubt, afraid there's no way out. When you finally find that peace of mind, and you let the light shine in through the stormy night, just close your eyes and let go of the pain, like falling rain. When you get back up, stand on your feet. You're stronger than you were before. You find out less can be so sweet. It leaves you wanting more. Don't count the things you think you've lost. Just look at what it costs. When you finally find that peace of mind, and you let the light shine in through the stormy night, just close your eyes and let go of the pain, like falling rain. Falling rain. Falling rain. Falling rain. Falling rain. Every day's a perfect day when you love the rain. When you finally find that peace of mind, and you let the light shine in through the stormy night, just close your eyes and let go of the pain, like falling rain. Falling, falling, falling rain, falling rain, falling rain, falling, falling, falling
Angel 95, we're talking to and listening to the music of Next to Nothing, and of course Chris Cook is our vocalist and guitar player for that band. And anything else, Deanne, you want to know about the band here?
Do you guys ever get like all of your families together and go have picnics or dinner? Or, I mean, are you guys really close outside of the band as well?
We try to do some of that stuff. Again, it's hard with 5 different families.
Right.
And probably, the 4 of us, before Nate, the new bass player, came on, we've done some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we're all so busy. We all work full-time jobs. Our wives work. Our kids are in soccer and, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So it makes it difficult. Now, the other thing that throws that into a tailspin is that Brody just recently moved to Franklin, Tennessee. So, anytime we play, he has to travel back, which makes, we have to be a little more careful about how we schedule things.
Right.
Things that we agree to do. But Brody and I have known each other for probably since I was in junior high school, and we've become very, very close friends. In fact, we went down and spent a week with them outside of Nashville this summer.
Nice.
So it was difficult to see him leave, but we're still in contact all the time, and still love the fact that he's able to be involved with the band. So we try to, all of us try to get together when we can. It doesn't happen as often as we would like it to.
How can people look you up?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. Just type in Facebook, Next to Nothing with another number 2 at the end, and we'll come up. We're on the web, www.next2nothing.com. We're on Reverb Nation. We're on Twitter. So, yeah, and I think all of our links and everything are on our website.
Okay.
To find us.
Anything else that you want to share with us that we didn't get to talk about?
Not that I can think of. But man, we'd love to come to your area sometime and play. So churches or groups that are looking for somebody, we'd love to do it.
Great.
Sounds good. And we keep requesting Next to Nothing here on Angel 95. We're playing the music here, and we'll talk to you here about another song and a little bit about we can play there. But I appreciate you talking to us today, Chris.